What's up, mixed reactions? This is Ian. I'm in Arkansas. I'm with Casey, Justin, and Sean. How you doing today, Justin?
Uh, Work is a pain in the ass, but so it is for everyone. I'm all right otherwise. How about you, Casey?
Same as you. Work's absolutely a pain in the ass, but it's always a pleasure to be here with you fellas tonight. And no exception here. I am ready to rock and fucking roll. What about you, Mr. Gardner?
Feeling pretty good. Ready to rock and roll as well.
I'd love to hear. Ian, nobody gives a fuck about you. No, I'm just kidding. How you doing, buddy? Nothing? We got radio silence from Ian Blackwell.
I honestly thought you were
Nothing to
frozen for a
say.
second.
Nothing to
My
say.
bad. No, I'm
Nothing
sorry.
to say.
It got hit with the old double mute, but I was saying I'm doing pretty good. Rams.
we were just staring at him. Like, you gonna say anything, bud? You okay?
This motherfucker having a stroke? Oh, shit.
Oh, where'd Justin go?
He probably had to handle something.
Are you guys in the amphitheater right now?
What you mean? Oh yeah, I'm in the amphitheater.
We're all in the amp. I was gonna say when I upload it, it's probably not gonna be. But mixed reactions, we're actually not. Unless you guys can tell, we're not all outside together. This is a background.
Nah, they couldn't tell. Our 4 viewers have no idea.
Gotcha. And I know Justin's coming back right now, but I really wanted to catch up first with Casey just because your guys' win was probably the least impressive of everybody. How did you feel about Dallas's performance?
Well, okay. When you say least impressive, do you mean because of the team that they were playing? Because they kicked the shit out of the Panthers the whole game.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I tower over you guys. I feel like I'm like your guys' god right now with this camera.
You need to bless us, Sean.
Yeah, that more so is what I was referring to. Is just the quality of it.
I get that, and with you saying that, I understand the least impressive take on it because obviously, no matter what, when you see a matchup between it's the Cowboys versus the Panthers, unless it's 2015 Cam Newton, more than likely you're going to want to favor the Cowboys in that game. And, that's exactly what ended up happening. Cooper Rush, Sean, your boy, balled out of control. He had the best game of his career, over 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, clean in the pocket, great decisions with the ball. CeeDee Lamb had a wonderful game. And if I were to ask you guys, who's second in the NFL in rushing since week 13, what would your answer be?
Rico Dowdle.
That's absolutely correct, Ian. It's almost looking like Dallas is going to win that little trade-off from Tennessee. Obviously, Rico Dowdle was with Dallas last year, but through the first 5 to 6 weeks, Tony Pollard was balling in Tennessee. They just obviously weren't getting the dubs. But give it a week or so from now, Rico Dowdle is going to eclipse 1,000 yards, and he might overtake Tony Pollard. Not saying I'm going to beg Rico Dowdle to come back because he's an upcoming free agent. So, obviously, if we can improve there, that's still the main goal in Dallas, get a better upgraded running back. But Rico Dowdle has been very, very formidable these last few weeks. And Dallas's run game is no longer something to just laugh at. So, that's good. I like the way that they've been playing, very, very minimal shot at the playoffs, obviously. But I like the fight that they've shown. They are one muffed punt away against the Bengals from being 4-0 over their last 4 games. They were going to win that game. All they had to do was field that punt. And they ended up blocking the punt, too, I mind you. I don't know if you guys saw the game. Blocked the punt and then muffed it. Cincinnati gets it back for the touchdown. Most cowboy way ever of 2024 to lose a game.
I was just saying, Leon Lett must have been in the building.
No kidding. That had Leon Lett written all over it. But they outplayed the Bengals the majority of that game, too. They've been playing super well. Now, I do think this was their last win of the year. They got Tampa coming up on Sunday night. Then they got the Eagles. Then they got the Commanders. Commanders haven't been playing that well, so who knows what's going to happen in that game. But this could very well be Dallas' last win of the season. So I'll take it. They'll probably finish out 6-11, get a top 12 to 13 pick, and I'm just gonna pray to the football gods that Ashton Genty is still available at that time. Running backs don't typically go high. They typically don't. This is a special back in Ashton Genty. I'm not anticipating that he'll be there, but if he is and he somehow falls to us, I will cry of joy and order an Ashton Genty jersey the next day. Now, let's shift focus here real quick. So I want to touch on Sean's game too, but I want to get to you, Justin, because obviously we didn't have a show last week, but we did send in our picks. You picked the Patriots over the Cardinals. A lot of things happened to that game, my friend, and I want to address a couple of them with you as a Patriots fan who's not biased. Again, I'd say for 2 out of 3 weeks now, Drake May hasn't looked that impressive. And boy, oh boy, did Gerard Mayo call it the offensive coordinator for that game. I'm not saying it's a Drake May problem by any means. He's a rookie. You don't blame the rookie. But he hasn't looked that great the past 2 games. Do you think Drake May has potentially hit his ceiling for a rookie, for his rookie season, hit his ceiling? Or do you think it's strictly what's going on in the front offices?
What I would say is with the play calling that is being shoved down his throat, he's hitting a ceiling. There was a point in the game where they were panning over to the Kraft, as they always do, to give them their time in the air for every single day game. One note: they never showed the Cardinals owners one iota in that entire game during the broadcast, not once. But they showed the Kraft at least 3 or 4 different times.
Right.
But it was noticeable at one point. Jonathan Kraft, Robert Kraft's son, was taking notes down. And at one point, because they had gotten that great play with Marcus Jones down the sideline for 18 yards, and it was like, oh, they're happy. The owners are going to be happy, like they always do whenever something great happens. They pay it over to the owners. But the next 2 plays, tackles for losses with Cody Gibson, and Robert Kraft leans over to Jonathan and is like, "Was it the play calling?" And Jonathan's like, "Yeah, it's the play calling. It's everything."
So is Gerard Mayo correct in his post-game interview? Because you don't see that from first-year coaches, first and foremost. They don't only call it their coordinators. But was he correct? And then of calling him out, was that the right move? Was it the right opinion?
May have been the right opinion, but it was not the right move.
Okay.
Because first and foremost, going to the beginning of the year, Gerard Mayo wanted Drake to start day 1.
Yes, 100%.
If he had started day 1, do I think they'd be in a better spot now? Marginally, but not much better.
Maybe a game or two. Not in the hunt by any stretch now. But I think because he had Jacoby Brissett kind of effectively shoved down his throat for the first 6.5 games of the year, that he's just kind of punted the season as a coach. Because at one point, and this is what they were alluding to in the presser, Patriots had the ball on the first and goal on like the 1 or the 2, and they ran 2 straight plays with Ramondre Stevenson, and they were stuffed both times. That's because the whole stadium knew what they were doing.
Right. But the thing is, if you run Drake gets that.
Just go like or something like that?
Yeah, but Drake gets that. But the owners and the powers that be, including Elliott Wolf and Alex Van Pelt, they're making a conscious effort not to run any design run plays for Drake May. Which on the one hand is okay. You don't want to kill the rookie in his first year. Especially you don't want to give him the Josh Allen treatment.
Not in a season like this where there's nothing to play for, right?
No, it's not right. But you don't call out the offensive coordinator like that and deflect blame for your own shoddy coaching.
No, I agree. And here's the thing, that automatically ruins their relationship together, right? So New England obviously now either A, has to get rid of Van Pelt or has to get rid of Mayo. And obviously or possibly or both.
Both.
Definitely
Both.
one.
Both. At this point, it needs to be both.
I can't see them giving up on Mayo after the
The
first.
Crafts won't, but with what just went down with them seeing, because offensively they had probably their best game against the Colts. Granted, Drake didn't look great, but overall as a team, that was probably their best game offensively. And then they laid an egg.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely laid an egg.
I didn't expect them to beat the Cardinals anyways. If you look at the roster top to bottom, Cardinals are just a better team. But I did expect them to be competitive in that game, and it wasn't competitive at all.
I picked them because this was the last chance the Patriots had to legitimately get a win.
They're going to get.
And I thought it was going to be a close one, and the Patriots would have each one out. That's why I picked them.
That's fair, totally fair. Now, speaking of games that were competitive for a while, Mr. Gardner.
Yes, sir.
Your Broncos yet again had a hard-fought game and yet again came up with a W.
Yeah.
Which, I talked to you about it a little bit before the show. Could have been much different if Jonathan Taylor doesn't just drop the ball at the 1 yard line.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's so
full on
good.
Deshaun Jackson sort of thing.
Full on Deshaun Jackson.
Didn't that happen twice? Didn't another player do that?
Yeah.
Sunday?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's crazy.
Cincinnati player against Tennessee.
That's crazy that happened on the same day.
Now, let me ask you this. Before you just want to get into it really quickly, just a yes or no answer for you guys on this one. There's been rumblings, and not really like rumblings, but there's been talks, I suppose is the best way to word it, that they may change that rule where if the runner has a clear path to the end zone,
I saw that
it will no longer be considered a quote-unquote fumble if it's determined he has a clear path.
I hate that.
I do too. I don't like
No.
that.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get you guys finished. Continue on with your game, Sean. I just
wanted
to see what you thought.
Yeah, no, that's some soft shit. But yeah, about the game. Yeah, man, another exciting game. I was worried going into this game. The Colts have always been a competitive franchise against us. It doesn't matter who's on the field. It's always a competitive game, it feels like, when the Broncos play them. But again, shout out to Nick Medino. Sooner or later, we're going to learn. I don't know if you guys remember in the Browns game on Monday Night Football, he had the pick six against Jameis too. Then he had the pick six this game. And he's a top 5 sack leader. I forget where he is on the rankings now, but he's up there. So
I think he's 3.
Is that considered a fumble recovery because there was a backwards pass?
Correct.
No. Is it really?
I believe so. The announcers talked about it. I believe because it was a lateral, yeah, it's technically a fumble recovery.
That was what I thought. Yeah. I mean, it's a pick six. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is,
and it's a pick six.
The thing that I enjoyed is the fact that they were able to win, and Bo Nix had his worst game as a Bronco. By far. Worst game as a Bronco. And they were able to come back and win. Bo Nix was able to come back and lead a game-winning drive.
What I really liked from Bo Nix, Sean, is because you're 100% correct. He didn't have the greatest game, but he did not get rattled at all.
Nope.
He stayed confident. He stayed poised. And you're right. He led a phenomenal game-winning drive.
Yep.
That's the mark of a rookie right there. That's the mark of when you found your player.
Yep. Pat Surtain did get hurt, but I was while you guys were talking about the Patriots, I was just doing a little research, and it looks like he is listed as estimated full practice participant. So he's estimated to be a full practice participant, whatever that means, but
you guys have a big game coming up on Thursday, so that's good.
Yeah, it's early. And then hopefully Riley Moss, although with Levi Wallace, actually they took him off. Like, I don't know if he's still on the team, but I think they threw him on practice squad or something. So after he got cooked by Jerry Jeudy, they did look definitely better without Levi Wallace there. But hopefully Riley Moss will be back. Once Riley Moss is back, the only concern I have going into the playoffs, and I'm talking against anybody, against the Ravens, the Bills, the top, the elite, is the Broncos running game. That's going to be their killer. That's the only negative thing I got to say. They can't run the ball. Javonte Williams, this is going to be his last year. He is donezo. This is his
He had a lot of promise coming into the league, too. It hasn't panned out.
ACL injury.
Yeah.
That killed him. And, the other backs are good. I like what I see, but I still feel like we need that dog at running back. It could be a little bit of the line, but I don't know. Line's all right. They're doing
Give it
their
your
job.
first round pick for Rico Dowdle.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts. Yeah. But yeah, no, but things are looking good, and this team's gonna go as far as they allowed them to. Playoffs and so on. I think they can compete with anybody except for the Ravens. Even the Bills. Yeah, even the Bills. They competed with the Bills last year. That's what kind of gives me more confident against the Bills.
But this is a new year. This is a new Bills team.
Same,
over
but
the past 4 games, Josh Allen looks unstoppable. I know they had that loss against the Rams, obviously, but that was -0% the fault of Josh.
He's gonna fuck us up this weekend.
I just feel more confident just because we got the Broncos have like the same players. Vance Joseph's still the defensive coordinator, so it's like the same staff. They know kind of what the scheme for. So I guess I trust the coaching staff. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what team the Broncos get matched up if they make the playoffs. They have a 90-something% now. But
they will.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is
unless they collapse
on
over these next 2 games, they're 3 games rather. They're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, it feels so good to say after all these years, man. I care, obviously, but I mean, they could get their asses kicked, and I'll be like,
as long as you avoid Baltimore in the first round, you should be okay to get to a second round game,
or at least have a competitive first game if it's at.
Yeah, because especially with a team like the Broncos with that rookie quarterback, if they get into a competitive first round game like Baltimore, Buffalo, something of that nature, and just fall short. There's no moral victories in the NFL. Let's not get it twisted. But that is a great starting base for next season.
It's a rookie quarterback. You can call it a successful season. You wouldn't call it, you don't call it a moral victory, but you can call it a successful season with a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely.
After almost a whole decade of not making the playoffs, you're heading in the right direction finally, feels like.
Who's not making the playoffs is the Jets.
Yeah.
17 years and counting.
There's one last game that we haven't discussed yet, and of course that would be Mr. Blackwell's Los Angeles Rams pulled off a snooze fest victory against the 49ers. But you got to be feeling good, Ian. LA is playing their best ball of the year, coming off that huge win against Buffalo the week before, then beating your arch rival in the 49ers. You still need a couple chips to fall your way, but things are looking good for possibly a 7th seed for the Rams.
Yeah, I don't think really anything needs to fall. I think we just have to beat Seattle. We control our own destiny, if I'm not mistaken. So,
but beating Seattle's no easy task.
Right, but I'm saying we control our own destiny. We don't need any type of help. But yeah, man, I'm really excited. Like you said, it was a snooze fest game, but I'm just glad that we got the win, obviously, and just seeing how the defense has progressed throughout the year. Kobe Turner going out there and balling. Kyren Williams, number 4 in the league in rushing yards right now, and like you guys were saying, it wasn't the fault of Josh Allen the reason they lost that game at all.
No,
he played insane, but yeah, they just came out. I totally forgot we didn't do a show last week, so it's throwing me off. But we balled out against the Bills, and then obviously against the 49ers. Kyren Williams, 3rd time of the season, going for over 100 yards. So it's not going to be easy, like you said, coming down the stretch. But our defense is looking improved throughout the year, game after game.
You know what I would be excited for if I was a Rams fan in that situation? To go from that high scoring, high offensive level type of victory against the Bills to then have a grinded out, slower pace defensive battle win against the Niners and be able to come out victories in both of them. Especially late in December, coming into those playoffs, it's good to know that you can win a game in multiple different fashions.
Yeah, no, that is a good feeling, especially with the shootout that we had against the Bills, and then having that defensive struggle against the Niners. Still a lot to work on. Still bottom third of the league when it comes to third down percentage, but and that's gonna be exposed if we do have to play somebody decent in the first round. But I think if we can just not make mistakes, I think we have a good chance. I don't think Cooper Kupp's going to be he doesn't look fully healthy to me, but we're getting Puka the ball more, and Kyren Williams is finally starting to come into his own. Like I said, he's 4th in the league in rushing yards. So.
See, with a team with the Rams, like I said, winning multiple ways, that's great. Then when you go on that flip side of it, a team like Buffalo,
Mhm.
They need Josh Allen to be Superman every week.
Yeah.
Well, he has been. He's going
No,
to
that's the
completely.
thing. He has been, of course.
He's going
But
to
you
throw
can't
seven. He's
always
going to throw
rely on one player.
The one
7
time
all-purpose
he-
touchdowns against the Patriots, or more, plus or minus 7 all-purpose touchdowns for Josh Allen this weekend
He's
against
definitely
the
winning
Patriots.
MVP.
less. I'll say less than 7, but that's my fear when it comes to Buffalo in the playoffs. Obviously not a Bills fan, but all it takes is one even subpar half from Josh Allen, and the Bills are going to be out of it.
They may not completely be out of it because, well, at least in the playoff
Depends who
picture
they're
right now,
playing.
because depends who
They're
they're playing
the
and
Ravens,
depends if.
they're playing the Chiefs.
Well, the Chiefs just lost Mahomes potentially for a little while.
What's that injury report looking like? I haven't really paid attention. I saw he got hurt.
It's nothing serious.
He didn't break it, but he's hurt.
I mean, that's fair, but the last time he had a high ankle sprain, he ended up balling out against the Bengals and then beat the fucking Eagles in the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs are still they're faker than Manti Te'o's girlfriend. They still are. I don't care about a 14-0 win against the Browns. We'll talk about that later though.
I just don't agree with that, Sean. Like I think they're saving a few things for these playoffs.
Yeah. Andy Reid's like he goes out there. He's saying, guys, just don't show too much. We gotta save it for the playoffs. That's exactly what happened.
Well, I mean, when you're going against teams like the Browns and the Raiders, I really do think he's like, we got a few things here in the back sleeve that we're gonna wait for when we play Buffalo in January that we're gonna pull out here. You know, like
almost losing to a field goal against the Raiders. Yeah,
I'm telling you, man, you're gonna notice a difference. We can go back.
So what did Andy Reid use his Jedi powers to stop the Raiders from scoring?
No, that was the Raiders just fucking up, which happens all the time against the Chiefs. I don't know why. Teams beat themselves more often than not, but I think the Chiefs have a few things up their sleeve that they haven't been showing.
Oh, I'm sure you're right. They're not passing the eye test.
Which is fair. I mean, 100%. I agree with that. Like they're 13-1, sure, but they haven't looked the dominant stature of Buffalo or Detroit or Philadelphia.
They're the worst 13-1 team I've seen in my life.
Exactly.
No, that'd be the Steelers back in what 2015, 2016.
No, because their defense.
The best comparison, the best complemental comparison that I can give them is the 2015-16 Denver Broncos.
Or the 99 Vikings, who were 15-1.
They put up the record points that year. They were not the worst team. They were a Gary Anderson chip shot field goal away from going to the Super Bowl.
No, but the Super Bowl champion Broncos, if you guys remember, every week was pretty close. They didn't blow out really anybody. It was kind of like the same way the Chiefs are winning.
So, okay, then how can you call them fake if the Broncos ended up winning the Super Bowl? What are you going to say?
Because they don't have fucking Peyton Manning.
They have Patrick Mahomes, who already has more Super Bowls.
He's not. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. That's a hole. No, we're not doing that.
That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
He's gonna finish his career as a higher statued quarterback than Peyton Manning. And I love Peyton. I fucking love Peyton Manning. But he's going to surpass him in touchdowns. He's going to have every statistical category over him and more Super Bowls.
We could have that conversation later. I mean, do you want to have it now? I mean, we can have it now if you want to have it now.
We can, because they had Peyton Manning on his last leg when he was not even near the same quarterback. They have Patrick Mahomes at his prime. The Broncos won that Super Bowl because they had a top 10 defense ever.
They had a top 10 defense.
Ian, just shut the camera off. We gotta let this go at it right here.
Literally, all I was saying, and I noticed I said the best complemental comparison. There are other comparisons. That's the best kind comparison that I could give the Chiefs is the Broncos that won the Super Bowl because they were all close games. That's all I was saying.
So, but you're comparing a team that you think is fake to a team that won the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying, though, is if they do win the Super Bowl, if I am incorrect, that's what they would remind me of.
Okay. See, when you
but I'm not. I don't think they're that team.
You don't think so? Okay.
I really don't. But that's the closest that they can be if they are actually a true champion. But I don't think they're actually them.
What
Okay.
did the Broncos start that year?
4-0.
Because Carolina
Or
started
5-0?
something crazy, or
Let's
like
see.
12-0.
Yeah, Carolina
because-
started like 13-0.
No, because that was the year they played the Packers, and the Packers were undefeated that year. They were both 6-0. So they were seven. They were at least 7-0. They were at
The
least
Broncos
started
were?
7-0. Yeah,
And then Peyton got hurt for a little bit, right? Brock Osweiler came in.
correct.
Yeah. And then Brock Osweiler beat the undefeated Patriots on Sunday Night Football.
I don't know if they were undefeated.
Oh,
were
the
they
snow
undefeated?
game.
They were. Justin,
Yeah.
were they?
You
Were
guys
they
have a good
not
memory.
undefeated when they lost to Brock Osweiler?
Don't fucking remind me.
They were. They were 10-0.
It was the snow game.
Yeah, they were.
Right?
It was a snowing game. It wasn't a snow game, but it was snowing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
But, you know, when we're talking about teams, we're going over who we think's going to do what, guys. What do you think of the Lions right now? Obviously, now they have 7 defensive starters out for the season.
Mm.
David Montgomery is now out for the season. Talking about a team that's going to be reliant on their quarterback to be Superman, that's now the Lions, because their defense can't stop a nosebleed anymore.
Could they not stop a nosebleed, or could they not stop Josh Allen?
Look at the week before. They let up 31 to the Packers?
That's
true.
Jordan
Those are
Love.
good. Yeah, those are good offenses.
I get that. I understand those are good offenses, but that's what you're going to be playing in the playoffs.
Yeah. But you're right, though. The injuries are definitely a concern in Detroit for sure. Because
Absolutely.
didn't they lose like their whole defensive line?
Practically.
Yeah.
And
If
then
not
they
completely.
have, I think, two
Mon-
players out in the secondary now. They have their best middle linebackers out.
Montgomery's
Now-
out for the year.
Now Montgomery's out. Don't get me wrong.
Gibbs.
God, what's his name?
Jameer Gibbs?
Thank you. I kept thinking of Javid Best. Yes, Jameer Gibbs. You guys know who Javid Best is. Kept thinking of
Old
him.
running back, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For the Lions. Jameer Gibbs is great. Like, you know, they're the Sonic and Knuckles tandem, as they like to say, because Jameer Gibbs is the Sonic.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's that back that can give you 25, 30 carries a game.
Yeah. No, they're gonna have to rely on whoever their third stringers. I'm not sure who that is, but
And they got to rely on Jared Goff, who, he's had the best season of his career. He's an MVP candidate. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's a very good but not elite quarterback. And a very good but not
Is he?
elite quarterback.
I think he's just a
does
very
not-
good. I think he's just a very good old school quarterback, just a pocket passer. You don't have to be like
No, which is fine.
moving around and scrambling to be elite.
That's fine, Sean, but here's my point. He's not an elite quarterback. He's very good, but he's not elite. And non-elite quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls with subpar defenses.
What doesn't make him elite? Like, I get what you're saying. Like, it's hard to put Jared Goff in the elite, but I guess
He's
why?
above average. You have to say he's above average.
Yes, of course. He's above
Yeah.
average, but he's not elite.
If he
he's not
leads the
just-
Lions to a Super Bowl, is he elite then, though? Like, at what point does he become elite?
Because he also led the Rams to the Super Bowl, albeit he lost to the Patriots.
That'd be two Super Bowls.
And he had
point. I didn't think about that,
horrendous
Justin.
performance in that Super Bowl. Horrendous performance.
Nobody remembers the performance. They just remember the rings.
I remember the performance. It was horrendous.
That whole game was horrendous.
It was.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
true story. If Jason McCoy doesn't run down Brandon Cooks, then it's a completely different game.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. The Brandon Cooks stuff. Brandon Cooks torched Stephon Gilmore. Jared Goff didn't see him until 2 seconds late. But my whole thought on that is I think the Lions, because more than likely they'll probably still finish out and get the 1 seed.
It's gonna be close.
I mean, it depends now with them
It's
losing.
gonna
in
be
Philly
close.
rolling.
If they don't, I could potentially see the Lions going home the first round. Would that
That
do
I
it?
was thinking the
that
same
would-
thing.
That would suck so much for them, the fans
would
here.
really
I would
suck.
actually feel bad for them.
Because the Lions, you know how some teams hit their stride in December? Like take the 07 Giants, the 2011 Giants. They hit their stride in
Mhm.
December and January.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hate
hate
those
the,
teams.
I think
Hate those
the
teams so much.
I think the Lions hit their stride in October,
Yeah.
and especially with all
That's
these
fair.
injuries now,
Yeah. No.
this is the worst thing that could be happening to them right now. They have all
Absolutely.
the
Like
hype in the world.
I said it a couple episodes ago. It reminds me of that Raiders team. I forget what year it was, but
2015, 2017, Derek Carr.
yeah, 2017. Yeah, they started off so hot and things just ended so badly for them.
Yeah.
They were the team for a couple months. I remember.
It's
If I recall correctly, they were projecting it was either going to be 17. Mahomes was in and still was he starting at that point?
no.
2018, I think he started for the first
Mahomes
time.
started 2018.
Right, because it was going to be the question was who was he going to were the Raiders going to be challenging the Patriots at that point? And then that was the thought, at least initially early on in the season. And then Derek Carr breaks his leg and that's the end of the line.
Yeah, of course. And so I think Philly at this point in time has a pretty clear-cut path to a Super Bowl. I can't see anybody in the East challenging Philly right now. Or in the East, in the NFC period.
Packers?
Packers seem to have their number.
They played week 1 in Philadelphia, beat them in Brazil.
I thought
I
that was
don't
like
know.
week 4.
That was
Anyway.
week 1.
It was
That
week
That
one.
was
It
the
was
Friday game, the Friday night game.
That's right. That's right.
Packers are a sleeper team.
But yeah, I mean, going back to the thing with the Lions, I mean, fuck not getting the 1 seed. They might not even get a home game. I mean, them and Minnesota got the same record.
Exactly. That's my thing. If they have to go on the road, say if they drop a couple games due to this defense not being able to stop anybody. I don't know if you noticed, Sam Darnold looked pretty goddamn good last night. I still don't trust him in the playoffs, but in a regular season game to get that seeding in the playoffs, if Detroit has to go on the road, they'll be what, the 5th seed, which means they will play the 4th seed, which will be the Bucks or the Falcons. I'd probably pick Detroit in that game. To be honest. Let's be real.
Yeah,
But
the Bucks did beat
Yeah.
the Lions.
I say the
once
Bucks
this
already
year.
beat them in Detroit though, so
Yeah.
They're banged up, and you guys want to know who their third string running back is? Craig Reynolds.
Who?
Craig Reynolds.
Who?
Name rings a bell just from our hair announcer say it.
Yeah, probably say, look at Craig Reynolds going to get that water.
there is a lot of maneuvering that's going to happen in these next few weeks for the NFL playoffs, guys. A lot of maneuvering.
Absolutely.
It's not the only playoffs that are coming up, boys. College football playoffs start this weekend.
I wanted to talk about that before we got on to the
Yes.
I want to talk about that too. I
Picks.
think this is going to be changing, like life changing in the world of sports because this is the first time that we're going to experience something like this. Playoff games at college campuses. The atmosphere is just going to be unique.
It's going to be
something
at
different.
Happy Valley, at Notre Dame. Like, bro.
Boise State hosting a playoff game.
Well, no, because Boise's in the quarterfinals, so they get a bye automatically into a bowl game. Because
So
the
they'll be-
quarterfinals are all bowl games.
Oh, that's right. But still,
But it's Penn State gets to play at home against SMU. Notre Dame plays against Indiana. Ohio State plays against Tennessee, and Texas plays at home against Clemson. I think Clemson's plays Friday. But
I've got
that's an awesome
Clemson.
schedule.
So the only one on Friday is actually Indiana and Notre Dame. All the other games are on Saturday.
Oh, that's a Friday. Shit. All right.
Wow, a Friday game at Notre Dame. Wonder what tickets are for that game. I'm about to check. I'm
Bonkers
curious.
though. That's nuts.
I will tell you in a second. Actually, I'm looking at it right now.
While Jess is looking at, go ahead.
Bottom ticket price is $427.
427.
My
That's about right.
$427.
This is
I
the
believe
first time we've had true do or die games. We've had playoff, but there's never been a true winner go home. But it's gonna be pretty fun, man. Like it's
Yes,
gonna
it
be
is.
at the home sites. I can't wait.
Do we do a mini like pick segment for the playoff? I think it would be a little fun.
We can do that.
Yeah, I'm down.
leading into our regular pick segment, and then we can.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was gonna say too is we don't have to, because normally after the conference championships, we have to wait like a good month to get
I
decent
know.
football again for college, and it's no break. I don't have to watch FCS this Friday. We got oh man, listen, watching Montana State and who did they play? Idaho. I was freezing my balls off watching that game, and I was inside.
Montana State probably screwed them up, didn't they?
Yeah, it was like 59-10.
Yeah.
Do you
Got a
guys
Big Sky Conference.
you have a hot take when it comes to the college football playoffs? You have who you think's going to take the national title? Is that anything you want to dive into, or?
It depends on who the matchups are, because this weekend really depends on really going to affect my picks for that.
Yeah.
Because the homer in me really wants Boise State to make a big run.
I think it's going to be Oregon. I think they're going to win the whole thing. They just look like the best team overall. Their offense.
Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, so the winner of the Notre Dame Indiana game plays Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, which is practically a home game for them anyway.
Yeah.
Then you got winner Clemson, Texas playing Arizona State. Ohio State, Tennessee go to the Rose Bowl. And then SMU, Penn State go to the Fiesta Bowl against Boise State. The best game of that slot's probably going to be, I don't know, because I mean, Texas has been looking pretty good, but SMU came back from the dead this year.
I think Texas is going to win that one comfortably.
Yeah, Texas should win that one easily. Should.
Okay.
The Tennessee Ohio State one's a little bit harder to pick. I think I'd take Ohio State though.
Yeah, definitely Ohio State.
It's hard trusting Notre Dame in the playoffs. Or come playoff time, it's really hard trusting them. They always seem to do something to screw it up.
Not in this matchup though.
No, this matchup they should have in the bag.
I like that.
It's also against Indiana, which is almost like who rules the state kind of thing.
So Justin, you got Ohio State.
There's not a question in that. It's Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame.
You guys all got Notre Dame. I think I might have missed one. And you guys all got Ohio State, right?
Yep.
Who's Ohio State?
Ohio State got Tennessee.
Where's the game at?
Ohio State.
At Ohio State.
Sean, I know you don't want to, but you know who you gotta take.
After seeing what I saw against Michigan, I'm not sure if I trust Ohio State.
That's fair.
Yeah, Ohio State in a close one, only because it's home. Tennessee's not bad.
They're in the playoffs for a reason. We all have Texas, right, against SMU.
Mm-hmm. No, Texas is against Clemson.
It's Clemson. Sorry, yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Penn State, SMU should be Penn State by a lot.
Yeah, easy. Penn State, easy.
You guys all have Texas, you said?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's on Texas. Everyone's on Ohio State. Everyone's on Penn State. Everyone's on Notre Dame.
Correct.
These first round games, we're not going to have much different, guys. Like
the second round is a different animal.
I will say this: one of us, we're all going to be wrong about one.
I say there is going to be an upset. I don't know where it's going to come from, but there will be an upset.
Yep.
I was thinking about Indiana over Notre Dame, but Notre Dame's a machine right now.
Indiana's well coached, though.
They are.
For me, guys, I'm going to have to get through the pick segment pretty quick because I got to get out of here, unfortunately.
All right, yes, sir. All right, let's get it rolling, Casey.
Give me a second here. Let's get this pulled up. We will get this pick segment rolling.
Okay. I can start us off.
I got it. What week are we going into? 14, 15?
16.
16. Jesus, tap dancing Christ.
Wow,
so we are starting off on a Thursday night game with Sean Gardner's Denver Broncos heading into LA to play the Chargers. Obviously, Sean, you're going last in this one.
Broncos.
Off a short week. I think the Chargers are more the desperate team right now. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Sorry, I got the Chargers as well.
Yeah, Merritt. Casey, excuse me. I think you're right. I'm gonna pick the Chargers just mainly because the Chargers got their asses kicked.
Yeah.
Short week. Denver's got to travel. I think it'll be a close game because it's a division game, but I think the Chargers are gonna win. Just
Barely.
squeak by.
It's going to be competitive. It's going to be close. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got NFL games Saturday. Ooh,
We
shit.
got 2 of them on Saturday. One of them was
Netflix, you better not fuck this up
Yeah,
like
no
the
kidding.
fight.
So that's Christmas Day.
Oh, right.
So for this game, we have the Houston Texans heading into Arrowhead to play the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes may not be playing this particular game. They may rest him this week because they're still 2 games up on Buffalo. So with that being said,
Does Houston still have the AFC South and are wrapped up?
Yeah, they're gonna win the West. No teams are close as far as ranks or record.
see, this is tough because
Does Mahomes play?
Carson Wentz is he's a good backup, and Andy Reid runs a pretty good system. I guess it comes down to how much do the Chiefs depend on Patrick Mahomes to be a successful team. You know what I mean? I don't know the status of Mahomes. That if it was Mahomes playing, I'd pick the Chiefs, but I don't.
If he doesn't play and the Chiefs look like crap, you know how bad they are otherwise.
I'm picking this based on the fact I think he's going to miss this game. I'm taking the Texans.
Gotcha. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win that game. It's gonna be a close game, even if Patrick Mahomes doesn't play. I just somehow think they find the way. But then it's gonna get tough for them the next 2 weeks. So
I think DJ Stroud needs a bounce back game. I'll take the Texans. I mean, he had a bit of a bounce back game this weekend, but he is a big one.
He has hit a sophomore slump, man.
Sean, you had the Chiefs, right?
Correct.
Oh wow, so you're the only one that had the Chiefs. Holy shit! What fucking year is this? What we got next?
Pick the Broncos to lose, the Chiefs to win.
If I thought 100% he was playing, I'd pick the Chiefs, no question. Next game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into Baltimore to play the Ravens. Mind you, Lamar Jackson's 1-8 against the Steelers in his career. 1-8. I think he gets to 2-8 here, and I'm picking the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm picking the Ravens too. I think Lamar Jackson, he figured it out after last week. You know, game 5 touchdowns. You know, just another day
against the Giants, though.
Yeah, and against the Giants, I get it, but hey, it's still an NFL defense. 5 touchdowns, impressive.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, no, Ravens. Keep a lookout for them. They're a sleeper team. It's hard to say. It's weird to say that like the Ravens are a sleeper team, but they're a sleeper team in the playoffs.
Yeah, because more than likely the Steelers are going to win the division.
Are they? That's right. Yep. Yeah, they got the better record by far.
Yeah.
Like, what are they, 2-3 games?
By 1 game. They're 10-4.
Oh, it's
Baltimore's 9-5. Yeah,
it's a big game.
Pittsburgh already has the first game in here.
Yeah, see that's technically a game
big game.
Yeah, if Pittsburgh wins this game, Baltimore has no chance to win the division. So
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh. I think Tomlin's gonna douse the net.
Okay.
Can't blame you right. I still cheer for Russ.
I mean, they kind of got handled against Philly, but no. Ooh.
Philly.
Is George Pickens going to be back?
He should be.
That may swear. Fuck. I'm still going with the Ravens.
I've got Baltimore also.
Next game, we have the New York Football Giants heading into Kirk Cousins' land and play the Atlanta Falcons. Do we even need to discuss it? It's the Giants. We all know who we're picking.
Yep, we're picking the Falcons here.
Yeah.
Who's playing quarterback? Am I starting?
If you were starting for the Falcons, I'd still pick them over. I'm
talking about the Giants. Am I starting for them? Because no.
We could have Justin at quarterback, Ian, Sean, and myself as the skill position players for the Falcons. I'd still think we'd beat the Giants.
I mean, it's like Ken Griffey Jr. when he was interviewed, would he ever play for the Yankees? No, he never played for them. Even if they offered him a contract, he'd retire.
So for the next game, we have an NFC North showdown between the banged up Detroit Lions, who were coming off their first loss in 11 games, heading into Chicago to play their NFC foe, the Bears. I mean, it's the Bears, man. I was telling my wife last night because we were watching a little bit of the Falcons and Bears game. I said, thank fucking God I'm not a Bears fan.
They've lost 7 games in a row, and 8 games in a row, and they just find ways to lose.
It's about to be 9 because the Lions are going to beat them.
Yeah.
Lions. Anybody? I need to double check something.
I got the Lions also.
We're all in the Lions.
I'm double checking something.
Yeah, I'm on the Lions for sure.
Gotta check my parlay out.
I'm picking the Bears.
Huh?
I'm picking the Chicago Bears.
Why?
You didn't even sound confident in that shit.
Can I have one legitimate point reasoning as to why?
Played a competitive game, the Thanksgiving game in Detroit. I think the game's going to be in Chicago. It's going to be a rowdy crowd still because they love their Bears.
Okay.
With the injuries, I think that's going to play a bigger impact than we think. And yeah, I just think the Bears are going to, for some reason,
John,
I just feel like they're going to win
right,
this football game. I don't know
if you
why.
are correct and that happens, this is going to be the game every fucking Lions fan looks back on as to why their season fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Remember this moment on the show. I'm picking the Chicago Bears to beat the Detroit Lions.
Bold pick, Sean. Bold pick. Next game, we have a 2015 NFC Championship game rematch. Does anyone know what that is?
Seahawks, 49ers?
No, Cardinals, Panthers.
Cardinals, Panthers.
I'm going to the Cardinals.
That's right. That makes sense.
Cardinals.
Yeah, Cardinals. Panthers blew their ban from me picking them ever again.
What's my number 1 rule?
Yeah, Dallas kicked the shit out of the Panthers, man. That was bad.
Don't bet against Toddler Murray. I got Arizona.
Next game, we have Ian's Los Angeles Rams heading into MetLife to play Aaron Bleepin Rodgers in the New York Jets, who barely scraped out a win against the lonely Jacksonville Jaguars led by Mac Jones. I'm going to the Rams.
Yep. I'm going with the Rams, too. They're winning right now.
Rodgers needs to retire, honestly.
Ian's just going to ram it.
Hey, yo.
Ram it.
We have an NFC East showdown between the potential NFC East champion Philadelphia Eagles heading into the very slim chance hopeful NFC East champions, the Washington Commanders, who barely squeaked out a win against Spencer Rattler in the New Orleans Saints.
Off a 2-point conversion miss.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with the Eagles here, fucking as much as I hate to say it. The bitch-ass
Eagles. The bitch-ass Eagles.
I'll go with the Eagles, which makes the Bears pick crazy, too, because you know what happens if that happens.
Yep.
I'm drawing a blank. What happens if that happens?
Eagles take the 1 seed.
Oh, God.
I got the Eagles.
We have an AFC North showdown between Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, who've been playing pretty well the past few games here. Going to go with the Bengals.
Bengals.
I mean, the Browns bench Jameis Winston. That would have been the only chance of me thinking about picking the Browns. So, yeah, Bengals.
Bengals, yeah.
Bengals.
So, AFC South showdown again. The lonely Tennessee Titans heading into Indy to play the Colts. I mean, this game is not much of anything, to be honest, but give me the Colts.
Colts.
Yeah, Levis got benched. Colts.
Give me Tennessee.
You're an idiot. 405 showdown. Sean, this game may be the reason that your Lions pick doesn't affect their division standings. And here's why. We got the Minnesota Vikings heading into Seattle to play a desperate Seahawks team who are still needing that division.
Gino playing?
Yeah.
He's hurt. I thought Geno Smith had a hurt ankle.
Let me see. So Mr. Geno Smith, he gets positive update as Lions are decimated by injuries. Let me see. Geno Smith. This is Geno with the E. That's in the third quarter. Geno's a beast, man. He was able. It says he was able to walk off. It says they're optimistic about his status for next week. This was yesterday.
Okay.
Give me Seattle. I'm gonna take Seattle.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
In a close game.
I don't know if this is my heart or my head. I've got Seattle.
I get it. Lumen Field's a tough place to play. One of my favorite stadiums I've visited, though.
This is going to be the game I'm paying just as much attention to as our game this upcoming Sunday.
So, for the next game...
Sorry, who do you guys all have? Justin has Minnesota, Casey has Seattle. I have Seattle. Sean has...
Minnesota.
The Vikings. Skol. In Sud.
Skull. So, for the next game, fellas, first of all, why in the fuck is this game at 425? It has no purpose being a 425 game right now. We have Drake May and the New England Patriots heading into Buffalo to get dismantled. To play the Buffalo Bills. Give me Buffalo by 35.
Do they have the national broadcast crew too? Jim Nance and Tony Romo? Because that would make no sense. But yeah, give me the Bills.
Do.
God.
Wait, so what is your point for being? Normally the better games start on the 25 interval?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. America's game of the week.
That's why the second game on Fox is always America's game of the week.
Okay. Yeah, I got the
Buffalo.
Bills by like 755.
It's like that guy who like impersonates John Hander from The Point of It. Buffalo.
This is the worst 425 slate I've ever seen. For week 16, this is the worst possible 425 slate you can have. I may go out and take a little stroll at 4 o'clock on Sunday. I might go knit a sweater because we have the Jacksonville Jaguars heading into Vegas to play Ian's Las Vegas Raiders. And who cares?
Well, maybe the Jaguars, but I don't really care. Who cares?
I'm gonna go with the Jags, I guess. But
yeah,
who the fuck put these games on here?
I'm gonna go. God, it's so terrible. Yeah, give me a. I don't know. This is a fucking coin flip, bro.
Nobody wins.
Give me Las Vegas.
Yeah, America loses because this is a horrible 425.
You can spend more time with your cat. I got the I got the Raiders. Sorry.
Even Jags and Raiders fans would
the
agree.
405 between Minnesota and Seattle, that's fine. That's a great game. But this 425, dude, I'm gonna knit a sweater. I'm gonna learn a new skill, something during this. Like, this is atrocious. Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers heading into Miami to play the Dolphins. Now, if everyone was healthy, this is a great game, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But the way these injuries have rattled the 49ers, give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins too.
Niners are a lost cause at this point. I got Miami.
Give Justin a second here.
Yeah, that's a terrible fucking slate, dude.
Yeah, it potentially is the worst 425 slate I've ever seen in my life.
Nah, I mean, oh well, that's starting at 25, right?
Yes.
So 3 of them start at 25.
Yeah, the only 4 o'clock game that's even passable is Minnesota Seattle.
So what's the difference between if it starts at 05 and 25? 05 is not a national game. I never knew that.
Correct. So 4:05, since it's in Seattle, it's a 1 o'clock kickoff for them.
Right. No, I know I get that. I know I get that, but I'm saying at 10, what's the difference between 425 and 405 is my point.
I don't really know if there's a difference with that.
Oh.
One game just gets 425, and I
Alright,
hate
so-
I hate when my team gets the 425 slot, man. I gotta wait an extra 25 minutes. That
I hate
pisses me
that
off.
shit too, but I'm gambling.
I have to deal with that practically every goddamn week. You know how many times Dallas plays at 1 o'clock on the East Coast during the NFL season? Like twice, max.
Yeah.
Either that, it's
Same for
425
Denver.
or the primetime game.
Yep.
So Justin had to go. So we all got the
Okay.
Dolphins on this one. So for the Sunday night game, we have Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into Jerry's World to play Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. Sean, what say you? Because I know Cooper's your boy.
Cooper's my boy, but I feel like Baker Mayfield's gonna come in there and he's gonna have fun in Jerry's World.
What you got, Ian?
How about them Cowboys? Hey, I got Dallas.
Ian's got Dallas. Holy shit.
Wait, did Justin tell you who he had for that game?
No, he'll probably tell us in a bit.
He'll
It's all-
update
yeah,
us
we'll get
in
the.
chat.
I'll just
Yeah.
leave that one blank. All right, go ahead.
So, as you guys know, I've been very unbiased when it comes to the Cowboys and picking this year. I've gone against them numerous times. Numerous times. I'm rolling with the Cowboys in this one. Something just tells me they're going to find a way to get this dub against them.
Wins, it's kind of like alcohol. Like, it kind of gives you false hope sometimes.
Yes,
And
sir.
I don't know. I feel like you might have been drinking too much of the Kool-Aid after the win. You're feeling a little
We've won
feeling a
3 or
little
4.
too good.
We've won 3 or 4.
That's true.
Should
We'll
be
see.
4-4 if we didn't muff the punt.
You never know what you're gonna get with the Buccaneers, but for some reason, I don't know. Baker Mayfield just seems like the type of player to come into Jerry's will and just kick the Cowboys' ass. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I can 100% see that. I agree with you fully. That could absolutely happen. So for the Monday night game, we got the Saints at the Packers. I'm assuming we're all with the Packers.
Correct.
Yeah.
Damn, they're 13.5 at home. I got Green Bay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Michigan State's up by 12. They're good.
You're playing Oakland, aren't you?
Yeah, in Detroit.
You should have gone.
I thought about it, but then I wouldn't be here with you.
That's true.
Cool.
That's true. And we'd miss you too much.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you boys want to get into? NBA Cup is tonight, obviously. We got the finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Milwaukee Bucks. And guess what, Ian? Guess who got the first basket of the game?
Oh boy, that you bet on.
Yeah, SGA.
Shay.
Yeah, that hit. That hit. I just won $30 off a $4 bet.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not gonna
Keep that
lie,
luck
dude. I
going.
keep going back. Do you just go back and do you check your account, or do you do what I do and actually go to the play-by-play and look for the first basket?
I just go to my account.
I don't like to see the dollar amount. I like to see the result. I hide the dollar amount. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But that was crazy. Yeah, SGA first bucket of the game.
That's what's up.
But
Congrats.
you put on $4, you won 30, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Josh Allen first touchdown. Shout out to him. I had the it was supposed to be Najee Harris, Josh Allen, 2 other guys. It was $2 would have won me 9 G's. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. But
That's all right.
let me see. Before we do get on to the question, let's see what we got cooking. A 5-legger. UNLV, of course, they're Quinnipiac. They ain't shit. I swear, man, it's and the Tampa Bay Lightning are winning in a blowout. So I got Dayton money line, Florida State money line, Villanova money line, Ross money or Quinnipiac money line, Tampa Bay Lightning money line, and they're almost all losing right now.
That's rough.
Killing it.
I should get no more for missing every single one.
You make that Michigan State national championship bet yet?
They should pay you
Nah.
for missing everything.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. They should. Like, I don't see why they don't.
Now, who has the question tonight, fellas?
See.
Ian, I think it should be you tonight.
I got you. As Americans.
Okay.
Damn, where is this going?
How do you feel about abortion? Nah. No, what I was gonna say, as Americans, what do you think? What sport would you like to see become more popular that isn't already?
That's a good question.
It's a good question because all of our favorite sports are really popular.
Okay, are we talking about a direct sport, or are we talking about a sport but a different branch of it that's not as popular as others? Like, I'll give you an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say you asked that question and someone said AA baseball. Would you accept that answer? Or are you talking about, say, if they wanted to say baseball in a vacuum as a whole? That's going to affect the outcome of my question, my answer.
You could do either a whole sport, or if there's one particular portion of it, you could do either or both.
If it's a portion of a sport, but not the sport as a whole in a vacuum, I'm going to say college hockey.
I knew you were going to say that.
Do I enjoy I could sit down and watch a random college hockey game easier than I could a random NHL game.
Makes sense.
And that's the only sport where that's true for. No way would I want to do that with college basketball over the NBA, and no, I wouldn't do it over college football with the NBA.
Makes sense. For me, it'd be soccer. I always just hope and wish that a USA soccer team could become good one day, and my hopes are always let down every 4 years.
Did you know there's now a professional MLS soccer team in Maine?
That's what's up. Congratulations.
Who?
It's Portland something. I don't remember who. There's a picture of Big Poppy on it. I think it's going to happen in 2026.
Like an actual MLS. Oh, United Soccer League 1. Yeah, that's like 2 leagues below ML. That's like it's a different organization, but it's it's a legit pro league, yeah.
But it's below the MLS.
Yeah, it's below MLS because you got MLS and then you got USL Championship. That's where the Las Vegas Lights play, and then USL League 1. But the championship in League 1, I don't think there's too much of a difference because you have some pretty big markets in League 1. But yeah, it says here Maine's new United Soccer League 1 team, the Portland Hearts of Pine.
That's the stupidest name I've ever heard.
Stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. The fuck. But no, going back to the question though, my answer.
Bro, can you sit down?
My bad.
I want to stare at your torso while you answer this question, Ian.
Yeah, my answer would have to be soccer. It's just one of those things to where it's so big around the world. If we could get good, I don't know how much we would care if we got good at it, but it's very entertaining and it's so huge. So if we were to have soccer here, I feel like a competitive soccer team, it could go a long way. But at the same time, I mean, we do have
Guys, I gotta get my order. It's outside.
And you got your DoorDash.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good way to end the show anyways. I mean, we just got through with the question, so that's a good way to end it. Sean's going to get his order. You guys both had good answers. Soccer's a fine sport, don't get me wrong, but I'd say college hockey for sure. Just I'd love to see it get that national respect.
That, or I would say minor league baseball. I mean, I think there's just well. The thing is, minor league, it's huge. Everybody knows about minor league, but there's no real cult fan base that follows each team around because the players are constantly called up, called down,
Yeah.
released. But minor league baseball, I mean, in small towns, I mean, Lake Elsinore, California, and then where Justin's from in San Bernardino, like they love minor league baseball out there. But yeah, what do you think Sean got to eat? Probably some fucking lettuce, huh?
I'm gonna say wings and fries.
Wings and fries. All right, my guess is gonna be burgers and a shake. I swear to God, he got burgers and a fucking shake. All right, man. Well, it's been real mixed
Hold on,
reaction.
wait, he's
Hold
back.
on.
Let's
Yeah,
ask
you
him.
gotta tell
Let's
us.
ask-
Hey,
Hold on,
what?
Sean. We had a bet, not a bet, but a discussion on what you got to eat.
Oh shit, those are always fun.
Where did you get it from, first and foremost?
What do you mean by that question? Where did I
What
get it
restaurant?
from?
What restaurant you order your food from?
Chipotle.
Oh, we're both wrong.
Oh, you got one of them bowls.
Yes.
I said you got a wings and fries. Ian said you got a burger and shake.
Every now and then I'll go that route, but hey man, I'm trying to stay lean. Chipotle, it's safe. You know, just go with the Bulls.
Got
This
you.
kid that plays for
Good for
Holy
the soul.
Cross really looks like Phantom of the Opera. What the fuck? This dude, I gotta send you a picture and show you this shit. That like he literally can't see his face. But anyway, it's been real mixed reactions.
Been great, guys.
We missed you
Oh, we
guys
out?
last week.
Yeah, we
Oh
out.
yeah,
we out.
we
All
out.
right.
We were just waiting
Peace.
to guess what food you got.
All
Night,
Have a good
Canada.
night, fellas.